we don't come together for this Obonge program where we call Embrace Your Rights on top Bridge Radio 98.7 FM Asaba, the station where they connect many voices. We don't come again today to come touchlight matters on top our rights. Yes, on top our rights. You know, say we need to know our rights, and a lot of people, they abuse the rights of others because those other people don't get people will go speak for them. And right now, Bridge Radio 98.7 FM Asaba, we don't carry this Obonge program come, what we call Embrace Your Right, to teach people about their rights, and at the same time, to help people when they go through different challenges we get to do with the abuse of rights. Today I'm not there alone in the studio. I'm there with my partners. I'm there with One Box TV, the CEO of One Box TV, in the person of Mr. Victor OJ.
My people are the greet you now. Good morning. Oh.
Okay, you are welcome. I'm from Defend Your Rights Foundation. We have our ex-police officer. He has been a police officer for over 35 years. He retired as a police officer. We also have 3 cases that we'll be treating today, and these cases are very vital cases that we will be treating today, starting with one of the very cases. But let's enjoy this music for a while when I come back. Welcome back. And like I talked today, we get many to real one touchlight. First of all, we saw a video on the internet last week and this week where one young senator, they slap the hell out of one girl face. It was later revealed that this lady is a nursing mother. I see that as an oppression. And the idea of these politicians going around with policemen to harass people. I thank God we have Mr. Onnabogo, a retired policeman who served Nigeria for 35 years. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome, Belushi, and my esteemed listeners.
Yes, I don't know if you got across that case, sir.
Yes, I was privileged to see that video because very viral. Everybody saw it. Many people saw it. It's unfortunate in Nigeria we are having what I may call rulers instead of leaders. You know, a leader leads his people with passion, while a ruler treats his people with an iron hand. I saw in that senator to be a ruler but not a leader. It's unfortunate that Nigerians are producing rulers or a leader which is a clown, because you can never imagine a senator in the United States of America descending too low to the level of animals, beating a nursing mother to that extent. I thought it was a film that you watch movies, but recently I now confirmed he is supposed to be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's unfortunate we are giving responsibilities to people who cannot lead themselves, because this man, I think his name is Elisha Abu, is not fit to be a senator.
Okay.
Fortunately, the PDP has apologized, but that's not enough. I'll start for the meantime.
Now, let me ask, what does the Constitution have for us in terms of protecting our rights from such, I call that assault. That one is pure assault. So how can the Constitution protect people from such situations, and how can we help and defend ourselves if we are faced with such situations?
Yes, that's why we are here, and that's why we have Defend Your Rights Foundation.
Okay.
The lady has been assaulted, and if she has an injury, that's what police call assault occasioning harm. It's a greater degree of assault. Okay. But if there's no injury, it's ordinary assault, or could the lady will have, it's all right to go to court and obtain redress.
Okay. So the court is the last hope of the ordinary man.
Exactly.
So hopefully, because from the statement I heard, the last time I read about it, it's already in the police custody. So So you are saying the lady in question can file charges against him and actually get him jailed in court?
Exactly. That's what is going to happen. And I believe the police will not cover up this time, because I don't think they're going to cover, because the guy in question is a juvenile senator. He's a juvenile senator. And for him to behave like that, people that voted for him may be regretting why they voted for him. Although he has apologized, but apologizing is not enough. Unless the lady in question, that the victim himself, will have a place in his heart to forgive him, because there's nothing you cannot forgive. But myself, I prefer to use him as a
scapegoat,
as an example, not an scapegoat, because he's already a goat himself.
Okay, sir. So from what I just want to hear, because a lot of people out there would be surprised and a lot of people would be listening. So it shows that we have rights and we can actually sue people who assault us like that.
Exactly. We have court, and we still have court, because the court is the last hope of a common man. Okay. And that's why we always tell people to come to Defend Their Rights Foundation and know how you pursue it. If we have that people, they will say no. They will not face it. Even if it's a senator, you have their right, and the court will award punishment that he deserves.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, but I'm happy that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we see a big man coming to apologize publicly and to beg he begged. I saw his video where he said he's begging Nigerians, he's begging the girl, his brothers and sisters to forgive him. Well, I'm impressed with that. But it would be too bad if
cutting. He was only begging because the video has gone viral. The time he committed that offense, did he beg? He never begged. It's because people have caught him. It's called his nakedness. Yes. That is why he's not begging.
You're an ex-policeman. I won't argue your judgment, sir. Well, it's good. Well, whatever be the case, is suitable. Whatever he finds, wherever he finds himself at the end. If they carry and go jail, it's okay for him. Whatever. But I think this should serve as a deterrent to others. Exactly. So we go learn not to harass and embarrass people because of our position. Yes, Victor OJ, the CEO of One Box TV. I think you have something to say.
Yes. What I want to say is that this man should be charged to court, because a lot of people came up reporting cases whereby he's also slapped them in 2015. Like a photojournalist that was working with him, that he's still owing 2.5 million naira. He even threatened to kill him that day at Yola. That if he kills him, he will say that it's Boko Haram that killed him. Because that day there was a Boko Haram attack during that 2015 election while they were preparing. Okay. Though he lost that election. Wow. So till date, he refused to pay that photojournalist. So if I should give my own take, I think he should be charged to court and he should face the law. Okay. Apologizing is not enough.
Okay, thank you very much, the CEO of One Box TV, Victor OJ. Now, recently, one of the things we make rounds, now the case of rape. And we must be very honest with ourselves. This rape, they happen almost every day. It happen almost everywhere. The case of Dakolo's wife, Mrs. Dakolo, now eye-opener of things where they happen in terms of rape. And the truth be said, it happen every day, even around us. Even people who are very close to us, they go through this problem. And I thank God a lot of people are beginning to speak up. My country people, right here in the studio, I have somebody here with me who has been going through that pains of rape. The rape are 7 years ago. But I think she has finally found a voice. And she's here to narrate her ordeal to us. And please, let's listen to Anita. Anita, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Belushi.
Yes, good morning, Anita.
I'd like to remain anonymous if possible. I'd like to make a correction on that. That's not my name. The incident occurred 7 years ago. It's not like any rape victim out there actually planned for or plans for such a thing to happen to them. on Saturday when I got to watch the Busola's video, I think it felt more like it hit me really hard. I've seen a lot of rape cases, I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of stories, headlines and all that. But this actually felt different because it happened over a decade ago and I never got to talk to anyone about it because a lot of people up till now cannot fit into the shoes of a rape victim. And Saturday came, I saw the video and I had to open up. Who was the first person I told? My biological mother. This woman had no idea that the reason I've been battling depression for 7 years has been because of this incident. I called her that day and I narrated my ordeal to her. Can't really say how she felt, but I know she was pained. 7 years ago, I was in school. I think I was in my 300 level when this happened. I had a lot of course mates who really liked me. They liked me for reasons best known to them. They just liked me, you know. So, and in a department, you always have cliques, you know, you have friends you're closer to. So this particular person happened to be an indigene of my state, and what took me to his place was because he offered to give me some handouts and books, you know, as a classmate. I had nothing in mind. And so I got there and I met his absence, called him on the phone, and he said he was coming. So I waited. I had nothing in mind now. He's not the only person who has come to my hostel to see me. I also go to other people's, my classmates' hostels to see them. So I waited and I put a call again through to him, and he said he was coming. But this time it was so noisy where he was. So I waited. Just after that call ended, guess what happened? It started raining. Heavy downpour. It lasted for hours up until 9-10 p.m. that day. And there was nothing I could do. I wasn't driving, nothing. And the road was so bad, so I just had to stay back. I was just there, like, okay. But I had no idea something was looming, you know. So at about 1 a.m., the previous day, 1 a.m., just after midnight, that was when it happened. You know. If I begin to describe what he did to me that day, he beat me blue, black, purple. He did a lot of things that I wouldn't normally do to a mammal, an animal, not even a dog. He did a lot of terrible things to me that day. I got to a point where I was pleading and calling his name, begging. I was begging and pleading and crying. I've lost count on the number of times he had to pull me from the bed. He was dragging me on the floor like I was a piece of furniture. It was that bad. I would fight so hard. I fought. I went back to the bed. He pulled me. He raised my legs up and pulled me on the floor, dragging me like a furniture, like I was nothing. I had no life, or no, I wasn't breathing. I was like nothing to him. And then, to cut the long story short, I was pleading and calling out his name, but it fell on deaf ears. What did he do? He used his fist on me instead. And I think I passed out at that point. I was screaming for help. People came and they were banging on his door. But he made sure he got away with it. He made sure he had his way before he opened that door. And then they bashed in and turned on the light because it was dark. I couldn't reach out for anything. I couldn't see because I would have done something someone in my shoes would have done in terms of self-defense. But it was dark. I couldn't see. He did that and immediately dashed to the door, opened the door, and the guys and girls pounced on him. I think I remember that, but I was like battling between being unconscious and I don't know what. People were screaming, I remember, and he lifted me up in my own pool of blood and took me elsewhere to another flat to clean me up. Did I get to sleep? In that bathroom, I stood there like a tree, like I was in trance. I didn't know what was happening. Any position they kept me, that was a position I would stay in for minutes and hours. I wasn't moving. All I could remember was what was coming out of my body, my own blood in that shower. And he took me to the room. The guys gave me one of them offered me his shirt and shorts. and I was in pain. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't close my legs. I was in pain. They told me to endure. They were holding my hand. Some were crying, and that they were going to get a car about 3 or 4 hours later, which they did. At about 6, 7 a.m. they did. They got a car. They lifted me up again to the car, and out of nowhere, he came out in the mud, crying, wailing and begging, saying he had no idea, he's so sorry, he's this. I was just there in the car. I wasn't blinking, I know. I was just sitting like nothing, like I was a statue. But I remember he was begging. And then they took me to the hospital. And that was when my journey of depression started.
Okay, I understand how you feel, but have you gotten in contact with him for the past 7 years?
I think the guys who took me to the hospital that day, I don't know who they were. I don't remember a lot, but I think they told him he has to take care of my hospital bills. The second time I got in contact with him was at the hospital after a couple of months, I think, for my appointment. But you will not believe that this person who did this to me had no remorse. Soon after I left the doctor's office, you needed to have seen the way he was yelling at me in the hospital. He had no remorse. Yeah, so I've been on my own trying to see how I could maybe get justice or seek revenge. And I forgot to add that he actually raped me twice.
It's okay. You are at the right place. Here at Bridge Radio 98.7 FM Asaba, we care a lot about people. And that's why we've put up this formidable team to help people with such challenges. BBI is involved and Defend Your Rights Initiative. And of course, One Buck TV. Yeah, for some reasons, we'll decide not to expose the person here. But quickly, One Buck TV will put out all the necessary information about the person, and we'll see what we can do to help you get justice at this very time. So I would like to hear from you, Mr. Nnabuogo, quickly on this issue.
Unfortunately, I was dumbfounded as she was narrating her deal. It's unfortunate, and I want to ask, the man must be a beast. And I think we are going to take it off from here. But the deed have been done. But for the very fact that she has been able to rise to the occasion, to expose the evils in the society, he has done well. Because it's never too late to take action.
Okay.
Because it doesn't expire.
Okay. Thank you very much. One Boss, do you have anything to say?
I don't really have anything to say about this. Let them go after the suspect and charge him to court for rape.
Okay. Thank you, my dear sister. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please, I want you to gather yourself together. Yes, it's in the past now. Yes, we'll do all we can to help you get justice. But the issue of depression, I want you to go beyond that. Do you understand me? At the end of the day, we'll get justice, and it will serve as a deterrent. We need to get such people. Nobody knows how many people we don't enter and we don't run jollof. Exactly. So definitely, we'll make sure we'll bring justice. I will bring him to book. We'll do everything possible. We have a formidable team here, and we'll work together to make sure that you smile at the end of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, and be of good spirit.